Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Cloudian deck. So this deck is not a deck that I thought I was going to profile again. I thought I was done. The first time I profiled it, I thought I was like, wow, that deck is good enough. It's fine. It's not going to get any support. It's done. But they actually did give us a support card in the form of Cloudian Aerosol, which can make this deck actually really, really good. And I changed up like half the deck to build this deck, and it's completely different than the first build. So this deck can actually extra link now, which is like, what? In 2019, Cloudians get to extra link? If you would have told me that at the beginning of Reigns, I would have been like, nah, you're lying. That's not going to happen. So, let's get into this, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this video down in the comments down below, and let's get straight on in this. But before we do, don't forget to hit that bell so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely give me a like for that first edition ultimate rare Cloudian Eye of the Typhoon, which used to be one of my favorite cards in the entire game for Dark Armed Dragon. But let's get straight on to this. So, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Cloudian Eye of the Typhoon. You've got to play 3 copies of it because it is discard fodder and to be special summoned back with our Cloudian Aerosol, which this card is our make or break card. You need this card to extra link. You have to have this card to extra link. It's a little bit of a gimmicky deck, and I don't think until we get a way to search Cloudian Speller Traps or consistently special summon out Cloudian Turbulence that this deck is going to be really meta. But if we could get that one copy of like a card that just lets us add Cloudian Speller Traps, or lets us add a Cloudian monster, special summon a Cloudian monster like Summon Sorcerer's dude. But if we could get something like that in the deck, we could really go somewhere. But you need the Cloudian Eye of the Typhoon to be able to discard to give Cloudian counters to Cloudian Turbulence. So we play 3 copies of it. 3 copies of Cloudian Storm Dragon. This card can actually help out with the extra link very well, because you can just banish a Cloudian monster in your grave and then special summon it to your side of the field. And then, once per turn, you can place a fog counter on a monster on the field, which can really help out with a lot of our monsters. So, Cloudian Storm Dragon's a really good card. Then we play double Cloudian Altus. Altus helps out a little bit. It's kind of like Constellar Omega, but you remove 3 cards from it, or 3 counters from it to discard a random card from your opponent's hand. So, it's almost like Omega for the main deck. 3 copies of Cloudian Cirrus. Cloudian Cirrus, or Catarus, or whatever it is, the cat one. None of the Cloudians can be destroyed by battle, which is kind of helpful because you can get your plays off a little bit easier. And then when it's normal summon, you can place a fog counter on it for each Cloudian monster on the field. And you remove 2 fog counters from this card to destroy a monster on the field, which can help out a little bit. It doesn't come in handy all the time because mostly we're going for Turbulence to get Turbulence on the field. Then I play 1 copy of Acid Cloud. Acid Cloud is basically you remove 1 fog counter from it, and then, or when it's normal summoned, you get to put a fog counter and you move 2 fog counters from it to destroy a spell or trap on the field. It's just a good one-of in case you're playing against something that plays a lot of back row. It's just a good one-of. Then we play 3 copies of Turbulence. So Cloudian Turbulence is the big card of the deck now. It's the best card in the deck besides Smoke Ball, because you have to have Smoke Ball on the field in order to get those plays off with your Turbulence. So basically what it does is that when you have it on the field, you get to remove a fog counter from it, and then when it's normal summon, you put a fog counter on it. So it goes up to 1. Then you activate Aerosol to put 8 more counters on it by discarding your Cloudian Eye of the Typhoon, and it gets 9 counters. Then you remove a counter from it to special summon a Smoke Ball from your deck or either player's grave. So it really just, you start linking with the Smoke Balls to get all sorts of plays off. So we play 3 copies of Smoke Ball because you need to have those in case you, like, Pot of Desires 1 away, or you just, 1 gets banished or something like that. You need 3 of them because it's very, if you ever played with the Venus Shine Balls, it's kind of like that in a deck form. Like, that's basically what this does. They took that idea and ran with it. Or that's what this whole deck is based around. Then I play double Silent Angler. If a water monster you control, you can special summon this card from your hand, but you cannot special summon monsters from your hand for the rest of the turn. That's not a big deal if we just special summon this onto the field and we already normal summon Turbulence and we don't have any Smoke Balls in our hand. It's not a big deal. Then we play 3 copies of Summoner Monk because you want to play Summoner Monk. It makes it really easy to get it Turbulence out of your deck and just special summon it. Then I play 3 copies of Mother Grizzly. I know this is kind of weird, but Mother Grizzly is a good card in this deck now because when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can special summon 1 water monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck in attack position, which is Turbulence. And you've got to get Turbulence. You have to put Turbulence on board. So you're essentially playing 9 copies of Turbulence with the Summoner Monks, the Mother Grizzly, and the Turbulence itself. So it's pretty consistent getting Turbulence out. It's just getting to Aerosol that can be a problem. So then the final monster we play is one copy of Nightmare Corruptor Ibly. We're going to extra link. We might as well play Nightmare Mermaid. I mean, why not play Nightmare Mermaid and just go into that play where we can just stop our opponent from, you know, doing all sorts of stuff and reduce all their monsters by 1,000 attack. It's a no-brainer to play this card. So that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. So the monsters are pretty simple. Like, you just basically get Turbulence on board. The deck is really simple. Like, I'm telling you, all you basically do is summon Turbulence. When it comes out with one counter on it. With one counter on it right there. Then you activate Aerosol from your deck or from your hand. Discard the Cloudian Typhoon. It gains counters equal to the number it has. Then you put 9 counters on it. And then you start removing them slowly to just summon your smoke balls. Like, that's all this deck does. It's very, very simple to be able to just extra link your opponent with all the different counters, because you're getting 9 free special summons off of the Turbulence. So we're going to be playing one copy of Upstart Goblin, because you need to play a 39 card deck, because you've got to get to Aerosol as quickly as possible. One copy of One Day of Peace, because again, now you're playing a 38 card deck. And it prevents your opponent from dealing you damage with your cards on the field, and they can't be destroyed by battle. So, I mean, why not play One Day of Peace? One copy of Card Destruction, because if I don't draw what I need, I'm not worried about the smoke balls being in the graveyard. If I don't draw Aerosol and I have the Typhoon and a way to get Turbulence out, the deck is pretty much Cloudians at that point. So you need to play that, and I just realized that's actually kind of misstamped. I didn't realize that. It's actually misstamped across the bottom. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize that was a misprint. So, one copy of Monster Reborn just to get Turbulence back on the field, or if you discard Eye of the Typhoon, you can bring it back with Monster Reborn. 2 copies of Moray of Greed. I've thought about bumping this up to 3, to be perfectly honest with you, but again, I'm not that worried about it. I played Desires as well. You play double Desires because I don't want a Desires into a Desire, so I played at 2, and I figured I'm going to draw it enough. 3 copies of Fog Control. Fog Control is here because you get to tribute a face-up Cloudy monster you control to place 3 fog counters on one monster, which if you normal summon out, if you do the combo really easily and you summon out your Turbulence like this, if you summon out Turbulence and then you have like a smoke ball that's used in the grave that you're not going to use, you can banish it to special summon out Storm Dragon and then use this effect to put another counter on this, giving it 10. Then Fog Control activates, you tribute off the Storm Dragon, and then it gets 13 special summons, which just gets so much worse for your opponent. Just so much worse. Because then you have all those different special summons, and you have 13 special summons that you can link with. Then we play 3 copies of Cloudian Aerosol, which if they're ever going to hit this deck, it's going to be Aerosol. And they even knew what they were doing because they put Smoke Ball on the card. And it's just so cute to just extra link your opponent. It's the cutest way in the world to extra link. So its effect is you discard a Cloudian monster, then target one Cloudian monster on the field and place fog counters on it equal to the monster that was discarded's level. And then you can banish it from the graveyard and one Cloudian monster from your grave. Special summon one Cloudian monster from your deck, which can be Eye of the Typhoon. That's why I play the Ultimate Rare, because I special summon the Ultimate Rare every single time. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get in the extra deck. The extra deck is just a bunch of Link monsters, which is all you really need in the extra deck. And you can end with all the Nightmare monsters that are still legal on the field. Like, it's extremely easy to pull off to have all 5 Nightmare monsters on the field at one given time. So we're going to be playing one copy of Griffin, because Griffin's easy to summon and it skill drains when it's on the field with monsters that are not linked to it. Store Yugioh, just in case I need to dig deep into the deck, and I just feel like 1's enough. I'm never going to go into 2 in this deck. If I summon it, I'm going to link it away and summon something else, and I'm probably going to draw the Aerosol off of 1, and I really don't want to commit to 2, so I just play 1. One copy of Borreload Dragon, just to OTK my opponent. If I don't get the Aerosol, I can still go, if I draw a Fog Control and Turbulence and a level 4, I can still get into Borreload, Boral Sword, or Sword Yugioh, or Griffin, any of my Link 4s really easily. Or if you draw Turbulence plus Turbulence plus, like, what's it called? Storm Dragon, you can still get into a link for. Boral Sword, because you're going to OTK your opponent with it. Trigate Wizard, because you're extra linking, so why not try with Trigate Wizard? Nightmare or Unicorn. Unicorn's another one that you just put in like one of the upper zones or one of the middle zones to link this way, side to side, or upper zone to point upward or to point down. Like, it just helps out. One copy of Phoenix just to help us out. Phoenix and Cerberus are the MVPs. You have to put these in the 2 zones pointing up to get the plays off, or at least you get Nightmare, Griffin in the zone like here or here into like position right under the link zones. You get those there. One copy of Proxy Dragon. I usually make this if I can't get to the 13 counters. I put this in the middle and then extra link my opponent. Underclock Taker is another like option to put in the upper zones to be able to stop your opponent and get more damage on board. Nightmare Mermaid, because you can link one of these away and then use like, if you get the 13 counters, you can put this on board, give your opponent the Ibly, and then go for like or put like, I don't know, Griffin down there to point this way and up to get the other link plays going. Spider, I play at 2 because you can special summon out the smoke balls from your hand with the spider, and on top of that, you can also use these to point downwards to get your plays going with your Cerberus, and then double link Rebo because they're all level 1s. All the smoke balls are level 1, so it's really easy to just go into a link Rebo off of a smoke ball if you don't get the extra link. You can still fight back if you don't have the extra link, but it's just not quite as good. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this. This is a lot of blue in the extra deck. So don't forget to give me a like, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family about this deck. It's super fun. It's a good deck to solitaire with yourself. Like, if you want a deck and you want to build a deck and you just want to sit there when you're like waiting on people to show up at your locals, carry this deck with you and just solitaire it and see how far you can get with the combo by having the Eye of the Typhoon, the Aerosol, and the Turbulence in hand to begin with. If you have those 3 cards, you've won. And your opponent doesn't hand trap you, you've totally won. The only thing I might throw in this deck is Called by the Grave, but I haven't really run into a problem with it because I'm not going to carry this into locals. I usually just solitaire with this deck, but if you want to carry it into locals, definitely consider putting in the Called by the Graves if you don't want to get hand trapped. But if they don't have a hand trap, you've won. It's game over. So anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this video down in the comments down below. It's a really, really fun deck. I really enjoy this deck. It's super, super crazy how good this deck is. But hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.